Hello everyone. Well, the weather has been so great for evangelism recently, so I haven't been able to record more conversations. So instead I'm giving you some thoughts on a topic that I mentioned in my previous video, which was about the quiet revival, and that is about the idea of collecting some hard data from street evangelists that we can use to analyze trends in society, religious ones, especially regarding the responsiveness to the gospel message and not just through church attendance. So as I said in that previous video, this idea was born out of a project that I did for a college course. And after I finished the college project, I came across this community of Christian technologists called FaithTech, who at the time were inviting submissions for project ideas. So I submitted a 1-minute video in response to that invitation, which I will play for you now. Hello, my name is and I'm a street evangelist in London. Every week, dozens of teams go out on the streets of major cities to evangelize. Many of them end up in one-on-one conversations, which they later try to summarize and post to WhatsApp channels or newsletters to encourage praise or prayer for the people that they've spoken to. The problem is that these reports are inconsistent, unstructured, and sometimes not even sent because of the details have been forgotten. Yet there's a wealth of valuable information that these conversations can yield for the parent ministry organizations and the church at large. Information such as the faith position of the person, their key questions or objections, their reaction to the gospel message, or whether there was any follow-up arrangement. All of this information can prepare future evangelists better for their ministries, and it can also provide churches with insights into the spiritual state of their cities. I'm asking for help to build a frontline app that will help street evangelists capture key information about their encounters and make this valuable data available for easy reporting and analysis. Thank you. God bless. As you can see in that video, I tried to make a case to get some help to create an app that could be used by street evangelists to record their outreaches and encounters. Now, my background is in technology, and I have coding experience, so I knew that this wasn't too difficult, but I wanted to make this more of a community project if I could. Now, I got a response back from FaithTech, but it was a holding response. Now, they were going through some changes in their organization and so couldn't pick up new projects at the time. So like I said, I do have some technology background and I did not let that discourage me. So over the next 3 months, after receiving that response, I started working on an app which finally went live in February, this February, on both Apple and Google Play stores. The app is called WotsApp, which is based on the phrase word on the streets. It has a website and its own YouTube channel, which I'll link in the description. The YouTube channel is limited for now to app tutorials, but I hope in the future there'll be more there about some of the insights we're getting from data, how people are finding the use of the app, and other things maybe that come to mind. But anyway, the app is intended for street evangelists as well as their organizations, which might find this app quite useful to track how their evangelists are doing, what they're up to, where they're going, what the type of responsiveness is, what kind of literature gets distributed in these encounters, and so on and so forth. It also basically allows, at its very core, recording of demographic information about people that street evangelists come in contact with. It then also allows that data to be shown through a series of charts and graphs that provide insights into the kind of responsiveness and the receptiveness to the gospel of those that evangelists come into contact with. All of that data can be then downloaded, collected by users through Excel or Word files, so they can have record of that offline. And the recorded encounters and details can also be copied and pasted for further sharing on social media, either as raw text or as a narrative generated by AI. App users can also create public outreaches that others can join in, and the outreaches themselves can also be tagged if they're part of a wider initiative or mission, say something like over Christmas or Easter periods, which then allows those missions themselves to be analyzed and reported on how they went. that was just a quick rundown of main features of the app, and there's more that could be said. And the app continues to be upgraded based on the received feedback. So far, the app has a few evangelists and one organization formally onboarded, in addition to this organization, the Christian Street Conversations. And I'm in the open conversations to onboard a couple of others. With these organizations actively using the app, I hope other organizations will be encouraged and their evangelists would follow suit, and we'll start getting some real meaningful data through volumes that we can then draw some real insights from. If you're interested to find out more how the app operates, why not visit the app website or its YouTube channel. On the website, and let me just actually show you how this looks like. Here we go. You can see this is one of the parts of the website where if you click on the charts, this icon little here, you get this kind of a view. Basically allows you to see what types of activity has been performed so far. As you can see, about 17 outreaches with about 36 encounters. There's personal encounters between evangelists and a person on the street have been recorded so far. As you can see, that's going up as new people are getting onboarded, as hopefully organizations get onboarded as well. So far, most of the type of activity that is being done is conversations, followed by leafleting and preaching and sketchboarding. In terms of just the kind of demographic data that we're starting to see, it seems very much led by contact with young adults, which, interesting, again, reflecting on that Quiet Revival video, does seem to indicate certainly the contact with young adults is a real thing so far. At least, again, it's early days, but more than 50% here contact seems to be with young adults, and then with adults, and then with teens. So certainly we're looking at the younger age groups that we're getting into contact with. Now we can change the filter here. Well, let's see in terms of male and female. So obviously predominantly male versus female. Again, in my paper, I hypothesize that that's largely because most of our evangelists are male, and they tend to engage more directly with males. That seems to skew, I believe, those results. Then if we look at ethnicity, seems largely so far we're dealing with white people, again, young white adults. And then finally, if we look at the religion here, again, seems to be either between unknown or Christian. So again, if you think about young white people, they do tend to be more maybe from either agnostic or formerly Christian backgrounds. And that seems to be what the data shows at the moment. Again, this is just early days, limited data set that we can look at so far. If we look at some of the responsiveness data, again, by age, we can see that young adults, they do seem to be more towards the interested side of spectrum. Again, going back to that Quiet Revival, that does seem to confirm some of those data points. We'll see over time whether that gets changed in any way. And if we look at that by gender, obviously male are dominating the data here, so that's not surprising. Look at the religion, again, more towards the interested type of response. And ethnicity, again, most of the data is, again, at this stage pretty uniform towards young white adults, and so that's all sort of pointing us in that direction. And then finally, in terms of the encounter follow through, those young adults we can see are tending to take some literature or some church organizational information, or in some cases scripture, but also as much they don't take anything, which is kind of the response that we often get. We can do that by gender, and then we can do that by religion as well. and then finally by ethnicity. And there you go. So as you can see, this is the kind of data that we can get through the app. Like I said, quite early days now, only 36 encounters over maybe just 2 months since we've gone live. As this data grows, more and more insights. We can also look at that data by different dimensions, by time, even by geography. Let me show you actually this very quickly. Again, if I switch to the website, you can see on this other icon here, you can look at the map. You can see kind of where this activity is happening at the moment. Right now, it's been limited pretty much to UK, different parts of UK, mainly in London, some in Wales, northern and southern part of Wales. And you can zoom in more and kind of see where that activity is occurring within London, some in southeast, some in west London. And then interestingly, someone has recorded some outreach in Mallorca. That would be a wonderful place maybe to do outreach even as this summer proceeds. But yeah, this just shows, look, we have geographical data, we have dimensions over geography, we have dimensions over weather. We can look into how much outreach happens during rain, during high wind conditions, during sunny times, over day versus overnight, and how those conditions may affect, let's say, responsiveness. We have, over time, we can monitor demographics by various different elements, as we've already started to do. So this is the area that I hope to spend more time in, to get some maybe additional help from externally, from people who are interested in helping with the app, and then start posting some maybe articles and some of that data, and maybe discuss over podcasts and articles, as I said, to show kind of as these insights come true, what is this telling us about the state of our nation, of the world, of the people that we're encountering with. So really excited about this. Hopefully you can see some of the value of this data, and that can be then standing against some of the data that is coming in from other types of surveys, through churches, through various other surveys. So we can see whether they sort of resonate, what we're seeing on the street, sort of frontline street responses. Does that resonate from those surveys as well? And that gives us the overall sort of picture of the spiritual state of our city, of our nation, of our world even. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. If you do have any questions, give me a post on this video. Like I said, hope to stay in touch with you, tell you how this is going on, but really excited about this app and what we can do with it. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. God bless.